Are you an investor looking for premium market opportunities? Presenting premium and exclusive service for investors by Kalkine.
Welcome to Expert Talks by Kalkine TV. I'm Sage. Today's guest is Judson Culter, the CEO at Rover Metals. So for some background, Rover Metals is focused on gold and critical minerals mining development in Canada and North America. And here to tell us more about what they do is a CEO, Judson Culter. Welcome to the show, Judson.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Yeah, so great that you could join us from all the way on the other side of the globe. First of all, could you take us through the focus of Rover Metals?
Yeah, absolutely. Legacy, the company was only focused on gold projects. In the last 6 months, we've made a pivot into critical minerals, specifically U.S. lithium and Canadian zinc and copper. We've really just doubled down and refocused our business model based on where we see a lot of demand, primarily driven by the U.S. Automotive EV sector, and so that's really our focus for the near term, especially lithium. That's sort of our 12-month focus, if you will.
Thank you. So one of the critical minerals you work with is lithium, as you've just mentioned. And through the Let's Go Lithium project in Nevada, USA, what are we seeing in the market right now in terms of demand, please?
Well, so we've looked at some, Benchmark Mineral Intelligence as an example out of the UK has published a forecasted supply demand crunch. And I'm just looking at their chart right now, and starting in the second half of 2026, even if every single greenfields lithium project around the world were to go to production, there's still a shortfall in supply that starts to build in the second half of 2026, and then just exponentially increases thereafter as the world goes to greener energy. So our focus is, to get our greenfields project, get its first drill program. Make that happen and fast track the development of that, because we are working in Nevada, much like Australia. Nevada is a much shorter timeline to cash flow and development. There's a number of initiatives, but just as a jurisdiction in general, Nevada is one of the most minely friendly jurisdictions in the world. And so for us, being in the claystone lithium space, which is a lot less water intensive than brine lithium mining. And what's interesting, I think, just for some of our existing investors, we've gone from gold and precious metals, which, the typical life cycle of a precious metal company is 10 years to production. So we've cut that in half, but we've also decreased our competition from thousands of other precious metal companies to just a handful of lithium miners in North America, and specifically within the United States. So a lot more access to capital, a lot faster growth, and it's the best performing metal price right now. So what's not to like about that?
Yeah, exactly. Shareholders are always on the lookout for new lithium stocks. So could you shed some light for us on your progress at the IML Zinc Copper project in Northern Canada? I mean, it's all amazing work that you're doing. It's such big projects with massive scope. Would love to hear more about this one in particular, IML Zinc Copper project in Northern Canada.
Yeah, that one's got a great legacy historical resource. So by Australian standards, that would predate sort of your JORC standards. And, there was a lot of drilling done in Canada on this project in the 80s and 90s before, current resource standards came into effect. So we've got, 1.5 million tons of, ore of zinc and copper grade in that historic resource. So that's a project where there's Osisko Metals, which is a major mining company in Canada. They're putting a nearby zinc mine into production. They're about 2 years away. So that's a project that, as the infrastructure comes to the area, including an upgraded hydro dam power system, that's a project for us that we see as more of the 2 to 3 year horizon. It'll follow sort of lockstep after the lithium project we're getting that going with drilling and our first resource disclosure in Nevada. So the IML Zinc and Copper is sort of earmarked for either late 2023 or early 2024. We'll start by doing a Canadian $2 million exploration program to move that historic 1.5 million tons up into an inferred resource here in Canada.
Excellent, thanks for running us through that. So Rover Metals recently signed a letter of intent to option total ownership in the Clayston Lithium project, and you have also received approval for a share consolidation. What do these two major developments mean for the company, please?
Yeah, the share consolidation is now effective. So that went into effect at the very end of September. So we've been trading on a the very end of October, I should say. So we've been trading on a post-consolidation basis for the first 2 weeks in November. I think it was the right move. Today alone, we're up 30% in stock price. Just adding these new critical minerals projects into our company. We needed a longer runway on our capital structure with adding these new projects, and so I think that was the right move. And yeah, I mean, for the letter of intent, I would say look for that to be moved to a definitive agreement in very short order. Of course, we'd be news releasing that as a material event for our company, but I mean, I can just with really. A lot of confidence, just say that project will get signed and finalized and move forward.
Okay, thanks very much. So which stock exchanges are you listed in, and can you confirm your ticker code for us, please?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're listed on the Toronto Venture as our main board listing, and we trade under the symbol ROVR. We're co-listed in both the United States and Germany. In the US, we trade on the OTCQB under the symbol ROVMF, and on the Frankfurt, we trade under the symbol 4XO.
Great, thanks so much. And to finish off with, what can we look forward to seeing from Rover Metals in the near term?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're positioned for the market where we're Nevada compared to Northern Canada, where we've worked historically and raised millions of dollars and invested millions of dollars into our gold projects. Nevada is 80% cheaper for us to be working in, and so in tighter capital markets right now that we're seeing, I think investors can really see in the next 12 months some valuable drilling and some growth on our Nevada Claystone project. It's really made for the current environment that we're in, including future access to U.S. government money. So not the development of this project is not entirely based on issuing shares and just retail investor support. I think the access to institutional and government money there, which is non-dilutive, will be also potential future growth for us as well.
Yes, it sounds like the US government is planning on being more independent rather than relying on the choppy geopolitical landscape at the moment, which hopefully will work well for your strategy. Thanks so much, Judson, for joining us today. We really appreciate your insights. Did you want to add anything before we close off?
No, I just really appreciate obviously any exposure, and we'd love to be doing more work down in Australia. Unfortunately, we're not listed in the ASX, but I think many mining investors know the Venture Exchange. So just feel free to visit our website, Rover Metals, and take a closer look.
Excellent. Thanks so much for your time today.
Cheers. Bye.
If you just joined us, we had an interesting discussion with Judson Culter. He's the CEO at Rover Metals. Please watch the full interview at Kalkine Media's YouTube channel later on today, and keep watching for more live market updates and business news. Till the next episode, stay apprised and invest wise with Kalkine Media.